Right. Okay. So, B1, there's going to be a few spoilers involved with this because we're not only going to be watching the movie, I'm going to talk about certain bits and bobs from the actual mobile game, Union Cross, which also used to be known as Unchained Key. Now, the story that I do know from the game, and this is going to be going to talk about what we know of to date, which is currently the 22nd of the 1st, 2019. And obviously, I don't play the Japanese version, so I don't have access to the Japanese story or anything like that. But the story that I do know, I'm going to talk a bit about basically when this movie takes place. At the end of this movie, we'll talk about the story that we get told in Union Cross. So, a bit of a premise of when this film takes place. This film takes place before the ancient Keyblade War. It's on a talk about some masters and that we're going to meet, and that you can kind of see them there in the logo. They've just disappeared. They'll reappear in a moment. So it's going to talk about them and their story, and this story takes place way before Birth by Sleep. Like I say, it's before the ancient Keyblade War. I don't know if we see it in the movie. I'm pretty sure we maybe do, or at least the start of it. The Keyblade War happens at the end. Stuff happens to our character, which I'll explain at the end of the film, which then starts the Union Cross version, which we'll talk more about at the end of the film. But for now, this kind of story was meant to kind of go alongside that happened with the game when it was called Unchained Key. So this story kind of happens alongside, and there's certain bits and bobs that you're like, if you've played Unchained Key, you'll see like, oh wait, that I know that scene. Ultimately, though, it gives us one really big question, and those that know it, will see it. So we're just gonna watch the film. Enable subtitles, yes. Always enable subtitles. And also, from what I know of, so here's the Union as the mobile game thing. From what I know of, this entire film is rendered in the Unreal Engine, the same thing we're going to be seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 in. So these are a few scenes of the mobile game. Some of them you will see in Union Cross and that, but there is a part where it starts to differ out. These words are going so fast, I don't have a chance to really read them. It'd be kind of cool if this film kind of updated itself with every like story iteration of the game. See, I'm not gonna lie, there's also certain parts of the game that don't make sense. Like, you've seen before there was Hercules as world, and there's Cloud in it. Yet when we play Birth by Sleep, there is no sign of that. I just realized they're repeating these words over and over again. So here we see the ancient Keyblade War. Well, we don't get to see what happens after that. And there's actually, funny enough, the important story that we want from the game comes after that scene. I am lucky to be fully up to as up to date with that game.
That makes you the indisposable number 7. Huh. Come on, it's simple. U6 plus me is 7. Wait. Don't tell me I don't count.
No.
Good thing I just realized I had to unmute it. There was sound playing in that.
Here, take it.
In the master's playful and mischievous way, he gave his apprentice Lushu a very important role. What seemed like a simple task was the element that would connect all of the events to come. Long, long ago, all the worlds were still one. One day, this would be called the Age of Fairy Tales. It all began here in Daybreak Town.
I'm not gonna lie,
The
it's gonna be pretty
Master of
cool if
Masters
we get
had
to
an
see
eye
Daybreak Town in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Gazes into the
That'd be
future.
pretty cool.
He bestowed upon 5 of his 6 apprentices a copy of the Book of Prophecies, in which was written the events to come.
So, did you look through the book?
Yes. But I'm still analyzing it.
Wow, no quick skim for you, huh?
I just prefer to be thorough. Master, is what it says in the last passage true?
Oh yeah, that. Bummer, huh?
Yes.
By the way,
now it's
if
not
one
the
day I suddenly disappear, I'm counting on you to keep the others calm, okay?
Huh? Disappear?
Vanish, dim, fade. I don't know how to explain it. It's just hypothetical talk.
Okay.
This world is full of light.
I would love to know who the
It's
master
a world
is.
comprised of many smaller worlds, all connected, stretching as far as the eye can see. One great light protects us all throughout this vast land. All worlds share one light, one fate.
I take it you're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, you're right on the money. People believe that the light that is Kingdom Hearts will be here forever. But if it were to disappear, the world would be enveloped in darkness.
I understand. That is why you granted us these Keyblades. With these, we can spread the teachings of light. And we can protect Kingdom Hearts from darkness.
No, they're not for protecting Kingdom Hearts.
Huh?
The final passage reads, "On that fated land, a great war shall transpire. Darkness will prevail, and the light expire."
Isn't it our duty as Keyblade wielders to prevent this war from taking place?
Not possible.
What?
You really think you can change the future?
Then, what do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna happen.
But what about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes? Are we to abandon all of them?
Come on, are you telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
Yes.
Alrighty, good luck.
Okay, sure, go for it. So here we get to actually see the Keyblade as of the
And
Five
so the
Masters.
reliable Era, who wore the mask of the unicorn, was given his role to take over for the Master and to lead the others. Similarly, the virtuous Envy, who wore the mask of the snake, was given her role to watch over the others with a fair eye. The fearless Aced, who wore the mask of the bear, was given his role to support their brand new leader, Era. The prudent Ava, who wore the mask of the fox,
In the mobile
was
game, you're
given
gonna pick
her
one of
role
these
to
5
prepare
masters for your master, and you join like
exceptional
their
wielders for the world
union.
after.
That's the one I picked, the one with the fox.
The cool-headed Gula, who wore the mask of the leopard, was given his role to uncover the mystery of the Book of Prophecies. Lushu, the first of the apprentices to be given their role, watched his companions from afar as they learned what it was that they were meant to do. Then, he disappeared. Not long after that, the master vanished, dimmed, and faded without a trace. This is where your story began. The story of your very own adventure.
I like how all these newbies get the same
5 of the
keyblade.
Master's apprentices armed themselves with the Book of Prophecies. They each created a union. This would fulfill his wishes. Then, they set out to rally Keyblade wielders just like you. By defeating Heartless, the monsters of darkness, they would gather light.
So Heartless were around way before we discover it way back in the day. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 and stuff with Anthem.
There's a traitor among us.
Are you certain? What proof do you have?
I found this sniffing around.
Is that a Dark Cherothy? Is that a nightmare?
So this is where we get told about these guys.
Master, did you make this? It's so cute!
Well, things are gonna get pretty hectic around here soon. But this spirit Cherothy is gonna make your lives much easier. Hopefully.
Spirit?
You could say they're like cats or dogs. And they'll be your loyal pets. Every wielder will have one of these adorable little guys at their side.
Now,
They're here to help, so play nice.
Okay.
something to point out.
Right. Before I forget,
Well, he finishes this important bit.
if a wielder is overcome by malice, or rather if their heart is tainted by darkness, their adorable little spirit will turn dark and become a nightmare.
So you're telling us that if we see a nightmare,
Someone has fallen into darkness.
Exactly. And if you don't stop this renegade spirit, it'll plant darkness in the hearts of others. And you'll have an army of nightmares on your hands. Beware.
So, if we see one of these nightmares anywhere, we have to get rid of it on the spot.
No! I won't let you do that!
No wonder you ended up as the bear. You're scary.
Your point?
Maybe you can growl at them.
Ugh, don't insult me!
Come on, Hassan. You won't know if it works unless you try.
Please tell me you're joking.
He's ever so serious.
It's not me!
There's an easy way to solve this. If we all summon our spirits, then we'll know.
Unfortunately, there are countless wielders in our unions. It would be easy for any of us to summon a Cherothy that isn't a nightmare. I'm afraid that your suggestion wouldn't help us get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, in that case, who's to say that the nightmare you saw belongs to one of us? It could belong to anyone in our unions.
that's highly unlikely. Do you recall the tool the wielders were given in order to make them stronger? We generally don't concern ourselves with what they have at their disposal. However, I believe those tools were the Nightmare's doing.
The bangles. I know when they're equipped, they have the power to collect dark energy. But I thought we all agreed that was okay.
Collecting is fine.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it real quick to talk a little bit about this. So, basically, what I was going to say before, you may notice already, we've seen Xehanot's Keyblade. We'll see the role that person was given later on, which I'm not going to talk much more about. But I'd like to know how it got to Xehanort. He has a chest that we've got no answer of. We've seen spirits are Dream Eaters. And from our knowledge that we know of, Dream Eaters can only exist inside a dream, but to our knowledge, this isn't a dream. Which means dreams and nightmares are outside of the dream world, which is like, okay. We don't know if that can be a thing, if they're that strong. Heartless exists at the moment. And these bangles they're talking about is there something that actually happens in the game where the player, like a Chirfy, comes up to you and is like, hey, you'd have been doing really well recently. Here's a bangle that'll help make you stronger, type thing. And you put the bangle on, and it's actually turns out it's the Dark Chirfy that they're talking about now.
But using that power is the equivalent of using the power of darkness.
It's a brilliant plan. Everyone knows that all spirits look the same, and wielders exist in spades. There's no way to tell.
Oh no. Everyone's already equipped their bangles.
So what now? How do we find out who's behind this?
Seeing as those bangles couldn't have been acquired by just anyone, I believe it's one of us here in this room.
No, Ira. I respectfully disagree. What proof do we have that the bangles are tied to the power of darkness, or if a nightmare is to blame? We shouldn't simply jump to conclusions.
Ira, some leader you are. You've managed to plant seeds of doubt in all of us with that speech. What, did you expect the traitor to give themselves up with that accusation of yours? That was foolish.
Aced, that's quite enough.
It looks to me like the Master made the wrong choice.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
I think we're done here. I trust you'll keep us all updated.
I hope we can all resolve this soon.
That didn't go as expected.
What's wrong, Ira? This isn't like you.
A lost page. Something's missing from our book of prophecies. Each of our copies were said to contain the events of the future. But this incident, well, it's nowhere to be found.
And how does this whole thing with the traitor tie together?
Like I said, it's nowhere to be found. In my book.
Ira, are you implying that someone is in possession of the missing page? And the person with the complete book is the traitor?
There is something going on, and a page is suspiciously missing from the book. It's not so far-fetched to assume that the one who has the lost page has been turned, that they have fallen into the hands of darkness. Trust me.
There seems to be no record of it in my book either. You may be onto something. I wonder, could
This lost page we
have
can
been
talk
the
more about
Master's
later.
plan all along? To grant the lost page to only one of us?
We have no way of knowing. The Master is gone.
I understand what you're saying. I promise to keep a close eye on the others. I will keep you informed, as always.
Thanks.
Of course. After all, that is what the Master asked of me. And Ira, may your heart be your guiding key.
That's kind of like a Keyblader's wielder saying of like, may the Force be with you.
So, to sum it up, I'll need you to observe the others. Easy breezy.
All right.
Like I said, Ira may have to take over for me. But don't be shy. Just be fair. And do not be afraid to speak up. Even though I say observe, you'll need to be the mediator. Make sure people get along.
I understand. But without you or Luxu, to form and maintain our own unions is... it's a little unnerving, to be honest.
Oh, come on! Lighten up a little. Maybe I'll never disappear. Wait, do you
I just realized she knows
want
of
me to
Lucian.
go?
What? No, of course not.
I was just kidding.
Oh, I see.
Look, I get that change can be hard for everyone, but things need to keep moving forward. And you need to keep up. Otherwise, you'll just get left behind, all alone. Now that you know what the future holds, Envy, what does your heart say? May your heart be your guiding key. I say it all the time. You ultimately need to do what your heart feels is right.
Right.
A few days later.
I was wrong about Ira. I thought he would make a great leader, but he let me down. Well, what do you two think? You don't believe what Ira said, do you?
Of course not. His argument was unconvincing. It's like Invi said. He's just making baseless assumptions given the situation. There's no evidence to tie his accusations to anyone, let alone one of us.
Maybe there's something he hasn't told us.
And he needs to tell us. How dare he look at us with suspicion? We're his comrades.
I wouldn't call us comrades. Anyway, could you get to the point? I know you didn't call us here just to complain.
I want the three of us to form an alliance.
But alliances are forbidden, us said.
I knew it. I had a feeling it would come to this. So, we join forces, then confront Ira?
Confronting him is pointless. Ira won't change his mind. I know there's darkness at work. There's no question. But I don't believe for a second there's a traitor among us. Unfortunately, Ira doesn't share the same belief. He's just wasting time trying to figure out who the traitor is. The darkness won't wait, and neither should we. We need to band together now and find a way to fight it.
Guess it makes sense.
I agree that we need to do something to fight the darkness. But combining our unions? That was strictly forbidden by the Master.
He's no longer here.
I'm in. But let's be clear. The alliance is just between the two of us right now. I don't want my union members involved.
Gula! I want to follow the Master's teachings.
Understood. That's your choice to make. You should do whatever you feel is right.
Yeah.
By the way, Ased, do Ira and Invi know?
I haven't talked to Ira about it for obvious reasons, but I did ask Envy to join us.
You wanted to see me? Gula, Ava, what are you doing here?
Uh-oh.
What's the meaning of this?
Hear me out, Envy. I want an alliance among our unions. Gula here has already agreed. Will you join us? And together we can...
And disobey the Master's teachings?
We don't have a choice! Darkness is approaching, and we need to combine our strength to stand against it.
The Master bestowed each of us with a different role, and he specifically told us to keep our union separate, to maintain the balance of power. He told us that any imbalance would lead to a desire for more power, which leads to darkness. I know you haven't forgotten. Perhaps it's you who has been tainted by darkness.
I'm tainted by darkness? Then what about you, Envy? You spy on us and report everything you see back to Era. You really think you have no darkness in your heart after what you did?
Because that is my role.
To observe us, yes, but not to disclose everything we say and do to Era.
That's...
For all we know, you and Era could be allies, scheming behind our backs.
that's enough.
He has a point. So this
won't
scene is
stop.
actually from halfway through the game.
I don't want us to turn
When
against each
when you
other.
play Union Cross or as Orange
Master
Engine.
Alva.
Oh, hello. Your name is Ephemer, right?
Uh-huh. Hey, can I join you?
Uh-huh.
Why the long face? Did something happen?
Long day. Do you remember what you asked me before? About why the unions compete against each other instead of working together. Actually, I always wondered the same thing.
Huh? Isn't it just because the Master said so?
Yes. And as such, we must obey. The Master said so. So it is. But lately, I've really started to wonder. You once told me that you were looking for answers. That you wanted to solve the mysteries of this world. Well, I think that's how things should be. We need to question things and think for ourselves.
Whoa! You are really not yourself today. I guess even foretellers have their off days. Hey, maybe talking about the book will cheer you up.
Not a chance.
Aww.
You were trying to pull a fast one on me, weren't you?
Oh, no, I was joking.
If you say so. But, to be honest, I think it would be great if all the unions could work together and be friends.
You know, I made a friend from another union today. Wasn't much of a talker, maybe just shy. We're meeting again tomorrow.
This other friend he's talking
That
about,
sounds
the
like
one he's
so
made,
much
is
fun.
actually us in the game.
Then, you'd better go home and get some sleep.
Okay. Well, it was nice talking to you. I don't know what's got you down, but please cheer up.
Thank you. If the worst happens, I'll be glad to leave the future to the kids who see the world in the way that you do. Let the wind carry you far, far away. My dandelions.
Envy. Have you learned something?
It seems Ased and Gula's unions are now allied.
So Ased is the traitor after all.
No, I don't believe he is.
Why's that?
To Ased, unification is a means of gathering strength to oppose the
Oh,
darkness.
there goes my controller.
So I believe his heart still belongs to the light.
Even so, forming alliances was strictly forbidden by the Master.
Yes, and his teachings are absolute. That's why I will try and persuade Gula to dissolve their alliance.
Then I'll do it.
No. Please, let me do the talking. Your intervention will do nothing more than spur Ased's anger.
All right. I'll leave it to you.
And one more thing. Ased has begun to question the two of us. As a precaution, my reports will be less frequent. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. Please understand.
Yes, I do.
I like how he can just flip straight to that page he was last looking at. New month.
I think I'm done.
Done with what?
The Alliance. I think it's time to call it quits.
For what reason?
To put it simply, I entered this alliance thinking we were preparing to fight some impending darkness, but it hasn't come. In fact, there haven't been any suspicious incidents recently, and you haven't rallied anyone else to your cause.
Yeah, but...
This alliance is meaningless. Even Envy agrees. Oh.
Envy?
Uh-oh. You weren't supposed to find out.
Is Envy the one who told you to break our alliance?
Maybe. But I'm the one who decided to do it. And I've already told you why.
Oh, we don't even know who the traitor is yet!
And that's exactly why. I just can't trust anyone but myself.
Don't you realize you won't stand a chance against the darkness on your own?
Sorry, my mind's made up.
There goes that alliance.
Envy, you will regret this.
Oh, this is where we're getting his role.
You been here long? My bad.
No.
So, what did you want?
You didn't forget, did you? You're the one who called me here.
Lighten up! I was just kidding! I didn't forget. Give me a little credit here. I was just testing you.
Right.
Now then, allow me to tell you about your role. You're going to be Ira's right-hand man.
What? Ira's right-hand man? What do you mean?
Well, Ira's gonna be the new leader after I'm gone, you see. So, just stand by. Don't disappoint.
Explain to me, Master. What do you mean Ira's going to be leader?
What? Is that disappointment I hear? Did you want to be leader?
No! I mean, if you had asked me to be the leader, that's a different story, but I wasn't trying...
You really want to be leader, huh?
Well...
I know you want it, but that just isn't enough. Any chump can say, here's a huge promotion, good job, and make you head honcho. But enthusiasm alone doesn't make a great leader. Ira needs someone like you to give him a push in the right direction.
I agree. Ira is definitely the most worthy among us. I'm sure he'll make a fine leader.
Then it's settled.
Wait, I agreed that he is worthy. But why do we need a new leader, Master? Does that mean you will no longer be teaching us?
Well, I might disappear one day.
The Master's very strange.
Well, I might disappear.
Disappear? Why? Where?
Speak up sooner if you're listening. It was embarrassing for me. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna disappear or not. It's anyone's guess right now.
But...
In any case, you need to support Ira. We both know he's quite serious. He's always just thinking and thinking and thinking behind that unicorn mask of his. So everyone will be counting on you to spur him into action.
Right.
You might not be entirely happy with your role, But just know that it's the most important one. Capiche? Now, shall I elaborate? Making Ira the leader is all good in theory, but sometime later you might think, he's terrible at this. In which case it'll be your job to step up. Who knows? Your leadership might be just what everyone needs. And that is your true role. May your heart be your guiding key. Best of luck, Asaid.
It's been over a year since the Master left. It's time for me to fulfill my true role.
The blades clashing. I like how he's going to a fight without any explanation. Time to build my true role. I'll say why. Like, how do we get
Why
it?
do you get in my way?
Don't be so conceited. I'm protecting the balance, just like the Master told us to. You need to come to your senses.
Oh right, he's attacking her because broke up the alliance.
If we don't do something, light will expire. Then we won't be able to avoid the grim future that awaits. We need to defy the Master's teachings to protect the world.
You're saying he was wrong?
He's not here anymore. I won't let his prophecy come true. I won't let the world fall into darkness.
You fool!
Damn!
Ava, over here!
Envy! Asad! What's going on?
I found out who the traitor is. Regrettably.
No, that's not true!
Ava, there's no time to lose.
He's doing it very regrettably.
May my heart be my guiding key.
They have fucked the city.
Master. Master?
Oh, I see.
If you're busy, I can always come back later.
Sure. Oh, no, stay! Now, where... Ah, here it is.
What's this?
Go on, read it.
This is from the Book of Prophecies. But
Yep. It's a page that's not in any of your books.
and what's written here is
Your role. You must find the traitor hidden among you, and stop them before it's too late. And in order to help you find the traitor...
I get it. That's why you gave us all different roles, isn't it? If anyone deviates from the job they were given, we can easily conclude that they are the traitor. It's brilliant.
Way to steal my thunder, show off!
Huh?
It's not fair. My plan was supposed to blow your mind with its grandeur. Your jaw should have hit the floor at my sheer genius.
I'm sorry? But was my logic flawed?
Oh, you're right. So, I guess now you've earned your time in the limelight. Even though there is a traitor, act normal and keep focused. Trust no one but yourself.
This entire time he's been playing along to truly find out who the traitor is.
Trust no one but myself.
Off he goes to deal with some personal matters.
Gula.
Do you want to know what my role is?
Huh?
The books we were given are incomplete. There's a lost page.
Lost page?
On that page, it is written that there is a traitor. The Master told me to find and stop that person.
I called you my comrade. But never again, Gula. It doesn't matter to me if you think I am the traitor, and you want to strike me down. You knew there was a traitor, and you just watched silently as we fought each other. And I won't forgive you for that.
You can barely stay on your feet. Just give up already!
Don't you underestimate me!
Uh-oh.
Please stop!
So as we can see, this union of theirs has kind of been broken up. Die Hard, hello, how you doing? Good morning. Well, afternoon here, but morning. Don't think we have any mods in chat right now.
Why did it have to come to this?
Doing well, how are you? And good afternoon to you. I am doing fantastic. We are just watching the final movie we have to watch for the Kingdom Hearts stuff to get this up on YouTube and stuff. And then we're, as far as YouTube is concerned, we'll have everything up there so we're fully ready for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Come to finish me off? Then make it quick.
That's not what brought me here today. I wish to fulfill the role bestowed upon me. That's all. It isn't our place to try to change the events of the future. That is not our mission. We're here to make sure that light lives on. With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
You Still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Only you could be such a good guy after everything we've been through. But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much. However, we still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula. He's using the knowledge of something called the Lost Page. He said that it contains events that are missing from all of our books. He's using it to discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are?
He told them to you. He wasn't
What I do
lying.
know is that I'll never forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
I'd like to believe that Gula was simply carrying out his role. Aset, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
Understood.
I need to see that lost page.
Why did you tell Ira? It had to be you, because you were the only one who knew where we were hiding. Didn't you think for a second that your actions could be making things worse than they already are?
And why should that even bother you? Not only do you have your union, but you've also gathered the finest Keyblade wielders from other unions, and you're training them in a secret location, aren't you?
Yes, because that is my role!
I had no idea. I apologize. I overstepped.
No. I shouldn't have snapped at you
So,
either.
this secret location, I don't know if they ever talk about it. It's the realm of sleep that we see
What
from
did
Dream of
Ira
Distance.
I don't know exactly. He just asked me to give up Gula. His eyes, they were scary. I was worried he'd do something awful. I knew I couldn't tell him where Gula was. Then he turned around and walked away.
I see. And Gula? How is he doing?
I don't know. He's gone.
Uh-oh. He got mitten.
Someone's coming. They're headed straight this way.
Take care of him. Ira? Is something wrong?
I know Gula's here.
What?
Tell me where he is.
But why? What are you going to do?
None of your concern.
Is this the, when you were
Don't.
saying before?
What?
I won't let you near him.
So that's it. All right. I'll go.
Okay, he's just, okay, fine, yeah, sure, see you later.
Gula, what are you doing?
Something happened?
Ira was here. He wanted me to give you up.
I knew it. It's finally come to this.
Come to what?
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
The lost page?
Yeah. It's a page the Master gave me. It doesn't exist in any of our books. It contains a passage about an inevitable betrayal. It talks about the one who bears the sigil. That's it. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. My role
There's so many different
is
sigils
to
in
find
this
out
game.
who it is. I suspected Ased and went to confront him. And look what happened.
Why are you telling me this, Gula? I have enough to think about, keeping with the Master's teachings and my role.
Always walking the straight and narrow. I'm a fool for basing my actions on what is written on that lost page. Everything in the passage is ambiguous at best. That's why I need to find out.
But how?
By asking the Master.
But he's not here anymore.
I'm going to summon Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Then he'll have no choice but to come back.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts is forbidden!
That's exactly why. The only way to get him back is to break the rules. If things don't change, the entire world is doomed. But in order to go through with it, I'll need Lux. I don't have nearly enough. You always do the right thing. Help me with this.
Not the right thing.
I'm sorry. I know you want the Master to return. But you don't know how summoning Kingdom Hearts will affect the rest of the world. The Master, he forbid it for a reason.
It's a very dangerous,
I'm
powerful
afraid
thing.
I can't help you.
I see. May your heart be your guiding key.
Like I said, that passage they always saying, it's like the fucking Jedi version of May the Force be with you.
Ghoul is on a mission to collect Lux.
Ah. That explains why Ased and Ira are as well. They're trying to maintain the balance. But that isn't the balance we were expected to keep. If everyone's collecting light solely for themselves, Keyblade wielders will soon turn against one another, which will lead to the Keyblade War.
And what's written in the book, all of it will happen.
Light will expire.
Envy, what are you going to do?
I'll gather Lux too. No matter what, the balance must be kept. Ava, you do the same. We must delay the inevitable.
Right.
I don't think there's too much longer left. He's remembering her role.
What's written in the last page of the book is gonna happen. The entire world will be lost to darkness.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Well, that's what brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do?
Don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
You really think that I'm the right person for this?
Ava, you're the only person for this.
I understand.
So her tasks are basically kind of make sure the light keeps going on.
Today you're here to continue with your training for our mission. This session may seem like it's familiar to you, but in a world that is different, one made of dreams, you are our hope. A war will soon wage. Those who strive to protect the light will turn their weapons on their allies for the sake of loyalty to their own unions. To be honest, I don't know how far I can guide all of you. What you must remember is that anyone can lose themselves to the darkness. However, there will be no winners. Everything will be lost. Except all of you who are the seeds of hope.
So yeah, like I said
When the
before,
time
she's
comes,
sending them all to the world of dream,
and there is
the
war.
world of sleep.
You mustn't fight,
The world
but
that we see in
instead you
Dream
must
of
fly
Distance.
away from here to the world outside. This training is to help you fulfill this crucial task. The future is in all your hands, as is the world's light. May your hearts be your guiding key.
Now here we see Lucio.
The gazing eye?
It's not what it's called.
Oh, what then?
Actually, no name.
No name.
Well, gazing or not, that Keyblade does have an eye in it. My eye, to be exact.
Ew!
Oh, you think that's gross, do ya?
No.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, about your role. You need to pass down that Keyblade to your apprentice and then him to his, so that my eye can see the future.
So the Book of Prophecies.
Bingo! The fact that it exists is proof of your success. That means you've trained a worthy apprentice, passed down that handsome Keyblade, and fulfilled your role. Congratulations! What's the matter?
Like I said,
Come
this
on,
guy's so
You did
weird.
a fantastic job. At least smile a little.
But I haven't done anything yet.
Good point. Guess you better get started then. Unfortunately, you'll have to go alone from here on out. No Book of
He reminds
Prophecies
me
to
of
keep you
Deadpool.
company
A
either.
little, actually.
Can't have you causing any temporal paradoxes. But hey, we both know you'll do just fine without it, right?
Do I really have to go alone? What about the others?
Minor details, so don't sweat it. For now,
The
you,
PG version.
that Keyblade, and this box need to stay out of sight. Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others. Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing.
What's in it?
It's a secret. And
Here's a secret for you.
Well, you see,
We never get told.
thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great, now I really want to know.
All right. I'll indulge you. But this secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise never to open the box.
I promise. But why?
You'll see.
Like I say, we never get told what's in that box. You want to know? A lot of us do. So like I say, that Keyblade is the Keyblade that we see Master Xehanort with, the main bad guy of the entire series.
Guiding key.
So he's obviously passed it down. Eventually, he's ended up with Master Xehanort, and here's the end of it. And so all these events type thing have kind of tied together. So I'm kind of hoping we find out the answers to what's in that box in Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's the end of the movie. But we're going to talk about a few things real quick that happened in the video game. So inside the video game, the mobile one. So I'm only going to talk about Kingdom Hearts, Union Cross, and Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key is what it was called beforehand. So Unchained Key is the mobile version of happened alongside this story. Union Cross does play the same story up until a certain point. So I'm pretty sure there's a bit with Dark Cherokee we see at the start of doing this transformation. I think in Union Cross that doesn't happen, as well as the actual Great Keyblade War doesn't happen in Union Cross. So what ends up happening inside Unchained Key is Keyblade War happens, and we're pretty much like laying on the battlefield about to die and everything. And our friend that we see in this movie, the one talking to one of the Masters of the Fountain, he appears. He's there to help us and things like that. So, him as well as some other friends that we made save us by taking us into the world of sleep, where all the dandelions have been training their new world. There you go, there he is, sliding past me now. And we restart our adventure anew. And restarting our adventure anew is what Union Cross is. But Union Cross gives us some more details. So, for that, as it's story detail, like we've already been told that the mobile game is linking into Kingdom Hearts. Part of the as like Kingdom Hearts 3. Part of the reason why we got this movie, I think, because this movie ties the big details, right? It doesn't tie all some of the little ones. Because there's very few little details inside the video game that's just like, wait, what? And they're kind of like a big deal to the overall series. So, first of all, the first big reveal we get is at one point we get a flashback to the scene where 5 new masters are meeting in the Keyblade as the Keyblade graveyard after the Keyblade War, and we see our 2 friends that saved us. And then we see Ventus, the guy from Birth by Sleep, and it's just like, well, this is God knows how far in the past. Like, Ventus is here. He's a Keyblade he's one of the 5 masters. Why is he here? Why does he look the same in Birth by Sleep? And we already know Ventus is going to have a big role, like, he's a big part in Kingdom Hearts 3. The big thing that's going to, we're asking ourselves, though, at the moment is, the stuff that we see beyond the events, the stuff that we see in Union Cross that happens past that of Unchained Key, is that canon still? Is that still story that's relevant to the overall series? Or is it, like, well, it's just kind of more lore, if you know what I mean. So, like I say, we see Ventus there, and it's just like, come again? I have to reject you right now. Then on top of that, we have, we see another Keyblade wielder. The full-bodied version of a character I can't remember their name. But it's Marluxia from Chain of Memories, the final bad guy there. It's their full body, so not the nobody, not the Heartless. It's the actual full-on person. So it's like, okay. One thing I will say at this point, one of the people that's meant to be at this meeting got killed and had their book stolen. So either Marluxia or this other character, don't know the name, is there and they're not meant to be. I get the feeling it's the other character, not Marluxia, just in case there's anything here now, purely because there's a bit later on where Marluxia is looking for their younger sister, I believe it is. Their younger sister was the one that was killed. I can't see Marluxia. There we go. I can't see Marluxia killing his younger sister to gain her book of prophecies to become one of the 5 new masters. I can't see that being a thing. But this means Marluxia, if he wasn't the one that killed her, and he's meant to be there, it means he was a Keyblade wielder. He could wield a Keyblade. That's something that kind of needs to get answered. Another thing that needs to get answered, when he goes to seek help from someone that he knows that was in the same union as his sister, that was the closest friend that his sister had that he knows of, he goes and speaks to somebody about it. This person is the full body person of someone called, is it Laxine, the person from Organization 13, the electric chick? You kind of get an idea who I'm on about. She's kind of like the antenna hair. The full body version of her, and she summons a Chirruphy, which means she's a Keyblade wielder. So, straight away, there's a question of, okay, so we've got 2 people from the Organization 13 that one of them's definitely 100% confirmed used to be a Keyblade wielder at least. Second, might be a Keyblade wielder, but then we've got 3 people from the modern day story existing in as this ancient time. Like, we don't know how far beyond how far in the past this takes place. We just know it's in an ancient time, the worlds were connected, the Keyblade War happens, and then sometime after that in the future, we get Birth by Sleep. We don't actually know a time gap. So, like I say, there's 3 characters existing, like, okay. The 4th bit of story that's kind of relevant to all this is there's a scene where we go to the Disney world where Sleeping Beauty. We go to that world and Maleficent appears. But she talks about Sora. So, this is a Maleficent that we've known from Kingdom Hearts, still around, and the events of, at least some of the events of the Kingdom Hearts games have taken place by this point. Inside the dream world that we're in, bear in mind, not in the outer world. It's rather confusing, I know. But, so this is why it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, it's kind of tied, but it's not, so it's kind of confusing, like, what is tied to this, what isn't. But she talks about how Sora can't intervene, blah, blah, blah. And she tries to do stuff, but it gets stopped. And the last bit of story that we got in the English version, I think the Japanese version may got a little bit more story, and we may get more story before Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, we're a week away. There is maintenance later on this week, so we may get some more story then. Like I say, so this game, like I say, this video is on the 22nd of the 1st, 2019, so we're a week away from Kingdom Hearts 3, so the story I'm telling you is what we know at this point. This mysterious shadowy figure talks to Maleficent. We don't get to see the face, it's just like a shadowed body. And it's just like, I can't let you do it because you know the events of the future. You can't mess with this place. And that's pretty much what gets said. So, this shadowy figure has knowledge of the events to come and is stopping Maleficent from using that knowledge. Which is really weird and stuff. So there's a lot of like kind of confusion and stuff like that. The best thing I can recommend, I'll pull up the guy's video. We're not going to watch it, but I'm going to pull up the playlist. I'm going to put for those that are watching this on YouTube, I'll put the link down below to the guy's playlist. For those that are in the stream right now, I'm going to post it in chat in just a moment when I find it. So this guy has done a full story detail of everything I've just talked about. He also includes that of this movie. And he says it in the actual order when it all happens. So, boom.
The stories of Kingdom Hearts games have never been the...
Shush. So this is a guy I highly recommend you go and watch the playlist if you want to fully understand this as like this era of the game anyway. So like the era of back cover, Unchained Key, Union Cross. If you want to understand that completely, go and follow that link. That one there in chat. Go and follow that. It's going to really help you understand what's going on. That's all I really got to say. But beyond this, I'm actually going to be ending it now for today. I'm not going to be going on any further because, like I said, I'm going to edit this video. I want to get uploaded. I want to get everything done, dusted, and apparently I've also got to call someone back because, yeah,